Hey guys, I'm back. This is a cooldown game. Sorry, I thought like the audio would keep going, but I guess it didn't. Don't worry, I'm still here. So this is called Unravel. We're playing like 5 minutes of whatever the fuck this is. And then we'll call it a night and pick this up tomorrow? Well, no, wait, tomorrow's Tinder Live. I might be doing something during the day tomorrow, like a day stream or like a day whatever. Maybe even spend the day mapping out some scripted / gamer elements of this whole experience. But, ugh. But yeah, tomorrow night I'm actually have a rare thing to do. But otherwise, expect me on pretty consistently. I have nothing else going on with my time. So let's play this couple minutes of Unravel. Okay, hold on. Whoa. What? Oh, it's like he's got spidey sense. Okay. Whoa. Oh! Go on, jump. Oh, whoa. Wow. Wow. Are you guys seeing this? This is cool as shit. Who you talk, Danny? Oh, also, you guys are now part of the proud league of people who know why everyone thinks it's annoying to see horror movies with me and my mom. Our scream is like out of this world. It's called hold on, let me change the audio a little bit. This is called Unravel, you guys. That's another thing too. If another way, if you want to support but you don't have that but you don't have like cash or whatever because you've been spending it on other worthwhile patrons, I have no idea what to do about like this equipment situation. If you have any extra anything, I could probably use it. I'm pretty resourceful that way. But oh, look at him scared of the butterfly. Get over here. Get over here. Finish him. Oh, cute. You need more yarn. R2. Okay. R. Okay, and pull the sundial down. Okay. I know, it's not that I get scared, it's just like the scream itself is somehow scarier than the actual thing. Like the If you guys are interested, I have actually written a New York Times piece about my family's relationship to horror as a okay. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Grab your arm, tail, and then climb back using the left side. Okay. But then what? You'll jump higher and farther if you run. Oh, wait, and then I go back up. Am I supposed to? Oh, I'm re-grabbing the string. I see. Oh, I see. Oh, and then this is sort of like the halfway point. That's how I know it's not going to get any shorter. Okay. Okay, fine. Oh. Hey, David. Deering. How are you? Yeah, so this is what we're just doing a 5-minute cooldown on this, or 15-minute cooldown on the game. We're gonna pick this up sometime tomorrow. Probably more during the day though, because I've actually got something to do tomorrow night. No big deal. And I've been playing the other game for 2 hours. Ah! You know what's crazy about game? And I want to know this. I want to get more into the gaming community because this stuff is fascinating. The game we just played, the guy had obsessive compulsive disorder and depression, and the game was his version of getting through that. I mean, I think game stuff can teach us so much about being human. I mean, not all the games, you know. Of course, not all the games. I'm not sure what Fortnite has to do, but it's really an area that I'm sorely lacking in know-how about. Like, I would love to know more shit about indie games. Like, one day we're gonna be playing Life is Strange. I shit you not. And that's another great fucking game. David, would you finishing movie Mortal Kombat? Finish him! Guys. Ooh! Oh! Woo! Swing! What the fuck? The cat, what's the cat lady? What's the cat lady downfall? Also, I heard something about Detroit. Something Detroit. I like, what are to throw the last stuff? I like, games that involve, butterfly effects. Ah! Guys, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, he has to get more of his stuff. Oh, he's grabbing more of his little taily tail. Okay. Slide. Guys, I'm so excited everyone's coming to Brooklyn. I have to say, like, I was planning to go to the draft. I was actually looking into doing a sort of a surprise, impromptu, unannounced visit. When I found out that I'd gotten scammed out of some money by a friend, it was really unexpected and sad, and I hope he's okay. I'm mad at him, but I really hope that he's okay, because it's a scary situation that would make you do that. But I was really sad about the draft, especially because it probably, I mean, I don't know what it means, but it probably means the end of the loony bin, and I don't know how many managers care or even that interested in you know, I'm not even sure how much money I can reasonably afford to keep saying that I can keep coming to LA. But the fact that there's these Brooklyn shows, it kind of like renews my faith that we'll all meet again, and this isn't the end of anything. This isn't the end of me at Schmoedown. I mean, Christian has made that very clear, that I'm in no way allowed to stop playing. Which is great, because I was pretty sure that he was gonna ask me to do a skit, you know, I thought when we were gonna film something, I thought it was gonna be like how we were gonna break it, like me and Tom were supposed to be breaking up, because I figured I was just too bad and I don't live in LA anymore, so why would anyone care? Aloha, Michael Cannon. Roxy for you. Proxy. I mean, look guys, I don't even know what a proxy for me would do, because quite honestly, it's not like I'm great at the game. It's more like I don't want to lose this fandom. I don't want to lose this community. I'm not sure how often I'll be able to make it out to LA, but I'd love to, you know, if they come to LA or come to New York, whatever, I would love to, you know, show up as some sort of special guest appearance. I'd love to host the after parties. I'd love to, you know, have some sort of role, you know, in any capacity I can help out, but also still remaining sort of the weird character I developed, because I think I don't think it's, look, you're all here. I don't think it's anything to say that, it's not like ego to say that I've struck a nerve. Like, this thing I created this season, it affected you guys a lot, and it's really created this life-affirming force in me, and I'm not ready to lose it, no matter what? I've spent a lot of my money, like, you know, since I've moved from LA on making sure that I can come out to all the games and stuff and even be there for the spectacular. So, yeah. Look, guys, I mean, I will say this. I don't know how... I know that Christian, like Ed McMahon or whatever, writes a lot of these storylines and writes a lot of these scripts and whatever. Christian has never once given me any notes. I came in hot. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, oh, good guys, bad guys, I got it. I came in hot, and to his credit, he was just like, yeah, just run with it. And he was never like, no, this doesn't fit the arc, or no, we have to do it this way. He's always just been like so happy, I think, to have a you know, competitor who's got the backside of it figured out, the kayfabe side of it. I can't believe I won the quote thing, you guys. I've honestly, I know my mom has been in the comment section a little too hard lately, but that was honestly the best fucking thing. My biggest fear is Tom's birthday is on Saturday, so I don't think he's gonna show, and I know that like I'm not gonna be able to show as much as I would love to have been there. So like I hope that no one thinks that, like, you know, if we do win any awards, I really hope that no one thinks that like our lack of being there is in any way like us being like, fuck you guys, or this has meant nothing to us, because I hope you guys know that for me it's meant everything. And whether or not we win any awards, I've been asking Christian if maybe there's a little pre-video that or like a little video thing I could do. Yes, God, my mom, oh my god, you guys have been so fucking patient with that. I keep waiting for Christian to be like, yeah, get your mom out of there, because it's making people feel like they can't talk shit. Surfaces that glitter like this can't be climbed. Use a left stick to climb. Oh! Aha! Aha! Ah! Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yep! Hey, best friend, I miss you. Hey, Batmanuel. Oh, that's a great name. Yeah, I mean, like, because I also know, like, what's going on. I don't know if, like, the idea, I don't know if, you know, Tom's stuff is so interesting. Like, I've kind of, you know, Tom does not, I don't know. He's been sort of private about stuff. I don't want to, like, intrude on his territory about anything. But, and I know he is playing next season. He's very committed to doing singles. I just think, also because he still works at Collider, I don't know how, like, I don't know. If you want to support Tom a lot and you like the kind of stuff he's doing on Schmoedown, I would really suggest you check out Gainfully Unemployed, which is his Patreon and podcast network where he does amazing shows. He has this one called Fox Mulder's a Maniac, which is looking at every single episode of The X-Files from the perspective of Fox Mulder being a complete fucking psychopath. He does it with some former crack people. He himself is a former crack person. He has one called, he has one that's literally just every week him and Jeff May, another comedian, another former crack guy, do the animated series of Batman. Before I left, me and David Bell were going to have a thing called Housecast, which is a podcast about how House, in retrospect, does not hold up. That man should not have had a job. They have one called Hypecast every Friday, or every Thursday that comes out on Friday, which is just reviewing trailers. They have one podcast a week of new releases. I mean, it's not just random that Tom just is very good at movie trivia. No, I hired him for Collider because he is incredible. Oh, there we go. Tie it. Do I want to tie it tighter or not? Guys, Danny, or whatever, I think it's going to be Kaiser, quite honestly, or, I feel like he's the only person that really wants to, and I think, like, I mean, Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'd be the only one that really wants to. He's the only one that's sort of that's still in the draft that has been very like has been sort of into what I've been selling since day one. Although it was interesting to hear him on SEN talk about how he's like, you know, he didn't really believe in Tom's commitment to the game, so it's almost like I think he's just bitter grapes because he's probably not going to get Tom, but he can probably get me. Which is funny, too, because honestly, this is my only instance of it, but it really did teach me something, like how quickly I could, like, get the kayfabe confused for reality. I was so fucking angry at Kaiser after that Oyama game because I thought it was, and I've been really disrespectful of him to, like, come on stage and start shouting at us, even though, before the show he'd been really nice, and after the show he was really nice. But I was like, that was so mean. You came on stage and you called me names, and like, I didn't call you guys names. Managers, yes, a lot of managers have reached out to me. Unfortunately, none of them are longer in Schmoedown. And quite honestly, I don't know how much I could offer a manager right now, besides like a fun novelty value or whatever, because like I said, I don't know how often I'll be able to come to LA. I also don't know how much, you know, I could study. I think I'd do well under a certain kind of manager who's willing to teach me stuff, but my thing is, and I've talked about this with Yama and Bateman a lot, like my thing is never going to be retention of information about movies or about certain facts of movies, especially behind the scenes stuff that I don't already have like an emotional core to. Like I'm very good at certain kinds of information and not others, and trivia might just not be one of them. I'm very good at strategy. I'm great at like little fingering it. I'd be great at like finding people's weaknesses. I'm obviously very good at freaking people out and doing stuff in a non-disrespectful way. I can play a lot of mind games. My God, that was what my old Friendster profile said. It said, I love games and also mind games. I make a good girlfriend. Hey, thanks, Siffael. Yeah, it's so funny. If I had a hill, I mean, I couldn't have planned it better. If there was a hill I was ever gonna die on, it would have been Brett Easton Ellis. I would have gone to my grave arguing that, and I think I said earlier that Mark, it was cut out of the podcast or the video because Christian got mad at him about it, but Mark was very adamant that I not make that challenge. He was like, I'm just going to refuse it, don't do it, don't bother, like, are you sure? Like, I'm telling you I'm going to say no. And I was like, yeah, no, yeah, I don't care. That's a fucking challenge. I know it kind of seems like maybe I just learned what challenges were, but no, that was just the only time I think I would have ever, in the whole gameplay that I had, that I would have challenged it. It's just, even if I had the answer right, and I had second guessed myself, but even if I had the answer right, I would have challenged it out of fucking principle. You know, guys, I wonder about why all these managers are dropping. I gotta think, I'm not sure. You know, I know the J thing was its own thing, but, you know, when, press X to jump and then throw the last one there. When Fernandez was on doing the town hall and he was saying, you know, Jay Washington, blah, blah, and, you know, he's got some exciting stuff coming up. I don't know. I wonder if there's like a thing with the Schmoedown where, you know, everyone who got fired is a big Schmoedown person. I don't want to start any conspiracies, but like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, not Dorina and Perry, but Roxy and Riley and Roka, who are three of the bigger names at Collider. Which also means they could have also been paid the most amount of money, and it's not affordable. Guys, you don't want to hear all my Collider's conspiracy theories, nor am I, you know, nor does it serve me very well in life to go around spouting them like a crazy person. But having worked there and seeing some of the shit that goes on, let's just say, I mean, the only person that has been willing, or like, who hasn't just completely sort of been like, Drew, when I told them some of the stuff I know was, and I've never met him before, but I talked to John Campia yesterday on the, internets, and he was like, holy shit, that fucking makes sense. He was like, that's crazy, and he was like, this is like a fucking, like, this is like a fucking movie, and I was like, no, I know. It's some of the shit that went on at this company, and it is indicative of this larger issue of college humor, all this stuff, like nobody being able to afford stuff, but specifically what I think has been going on with Mark, stuff that I was hired to do and deal with, it's shady as shit, man. The way this went down is just proof to me that I was not totally off base and thinking that there's some really creepy stuff going on there. You guys, if you knew the half of it, like, no, you guys are, I mean, the Jack thing, you guys were so off. I mean, it's not my place to say, but like, Jack's a kid. He's like a Pete Campbell. He's on the client relations side. He's so far from number 2. Mark is, I think he's done something out of love and out of a desire to keep the company running, but I think it's something that's gotten him in trouble with the wrong people and has required whatever. I've said too much. Not because like I think anyone's gonna come hurt me, but because Tom still works there, Vinny still works there, my friends still work there. I don't want to see him fucking out of a job. Yeah, no one knew I was an employee of Collider. Why would you? Like, I was hired to do a very specific thing, and that thing was not writing or being on the shows. It was doing something very, and then throw the how do I get now? Guys, I don't want to explain in detail because I saw what happened with the town hall stuff. I saw how far the Jack stuff went, and it's not my place to turn into I know you guys probably wouldn't, but just stuff gets around. I told the people that were fired because I especially felt like with Roxy, she was taking it really like she could have done better, and the fact is, no amount of traffic they were getting in the world would have saved their situation. That was made very clear to me when I started working there. That the video side just was not making any money, and I think Mark has done a lot to try to make it work in whatever way he can, and it just didn't. You know what, fuck this. But, oh, you know what? That's exactly it. The ball of yarn needs help because I need to, like, wrap it. I need to come back, and that's what I need to do. I need to get more yarn. Right? You can, like, recoil it or something. Come on, do that thing where you get it, where you grab it up. Grab up the yarn. Yeah, grab it up. Yeah, there you go. Is it stuck on something? Guys, I want to be on the desk. That would be my dream job, is I would be so good on the desk. It wasn't his own insensitivity. Okay, look. I'll just be blunt. When I was fired from Collider, I had just been in a car accident, and I was due for back surgery, on July 12th, and they fired me, quote unquote, by not telling me and just shutting off my email on Saturday the 30th of May, meaning that my benefits ran out on Sunday, so they wouldn't, so knowing that I had surgery planned, they made sure that my benefits would run out before I was able to get help, and it was a spite move because I'd been asking the wrong questions about the wrong things, and it was horrible. It literally it's still horrible. I haven't been able to get I was in a horrible car crash, and I haven't been able to get help for it because I haven't had insurance. It's not just lame. It was crazy. Like, they didn't tell me I was fired. I literally, my email was shut off, and I had to like go track down Frosty, who's, you know, refusing to talk to me. And when they said they were letting me go, I was like, that's great. You just have to let me know. And they're like, well, yeah, and you know, it's as of today. So if they'd waited till Monday, I would have still been able to get the surgery because I would have been, yeah, it was some super villain shit. And there was never any explanation. I don't even think, I don't know, man. Like, it was some super villain shit, but I think it's because Mark saw, essentially it was going to be me or Tom thrown under a bus about a situation, and I was like, fuck that, it's me, because Tom had been doing more than his fair share since my car accident, and I had not been on the ball for it, and they needed somebody to pin something on, and so I took it, but like, they could have let me have till that Monday. And for that, like, you know, I worked at the New York Observer for 6 years, so, and I worked there during the 2016 election. That paper is owned by Jared Kushner. I worked for Jared Kushner during 2016, and I've never been treated like as poorly or as as insanely evilly as Mark Fernandez and Frosty did me wrong. So it's not like I'm agendaless in having these things, but it was horrible. Honestly, the only good thing that came out of my time there, this whole horrible situation where I was accused a lot of complaining about microaggressions. I mean, it was a very genuinely awful place for work, and I know Tom will resent me until the day I die for getting roped into it. Ugh, I shouldn't have said this much. Guys, I've gotten a little too honest. This is coming off too much crazy real Drew. But the wound is still very fresh in a very literal sense. It's been part of the reason I haven't been able to go out and get more work here is because my back is broken. Literally, I've been in so much pain for so long, and I had to move across the country with all my bags and packing and unpacking because of this fucking crazy shit. It's awful. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. There wasn't anyone to tell at the time. I didn't know people at Collider that well. Roka and Roxy and all those Schmoedown people, they never, like, I mean, Roka and Riley, they'd, like, never said 2 words to me when I worked there because I sat right next to Jack. You know, I was not part of the, like, editorial division, so no one paid me any mind. But, since I've become closer with Schmoedown people, and since, like, they were all fired, I felt like the need to tell some of them, like, about some of this, to be like, it's not your fault at all. It's not, you don't even know how much it's not your fault. Like, you have no idea how much it's not your fault. But I think I've come off as a little bit, Pepe Silva to them. And so far, the only person who has been like, what the actual fuck, and has believed me, I think, in any capacity, has been, Campia, who I just did. No, I can't, because, the guy who hit me with his car and drove me into an 18-wheel truck while I was in the slow lane of I-40 West, and he drove in behind me doing 90 miles an hour and crashed me into an 18-wheeler truck and flew me across 4 lanes of highway into the median, like, the division of the highway, like the concrete thing. He didn't have car insurance, so, there's no money I can get from him. I mean, I could get him sent to jail, but that doesn't help my situation. And even though I had insurance and car insurance and uninsured motorist policy insurance, that doesn't cover, uninsured motorist policy only covers you, like, they pay you back. So they pay you for any expenses up to, like, $25K. And I just don't have that money to spend without a job and without insurance. I've had to learn a lot of fucking shit the hard way. I mean, a lot of shit about buying healthcare on the open market, and trying to change states. And I'm not trying to say, like, oh, poor me. It's more like, holy shit, I was so privileged and living in a bubble about how shit worked in this country. When people talked about the healthcare crisis or the gig economy crisis. I mean, I was in a great long-term stable employment, and I was rich, and I was married to a rich person, and we were, you know, totally isolated from this. I don't know how long this kind of situation's been going on. It seems like it's maybe been getting worse in the past couple of years, but it's insane. Yeah, I mean, look, Mark is right that firing, you're not supposed to get 2 weeks. If everyone was allowed to come to work after they were told they were going to be fired, we'd have a lot more situations of disgruntled postal employee like shooting up the place. You don't want people back in the building after you fire them. That's, you know, the movie Up in the Air. That's why they hire, like, you know, someone like George Clooney. However, that being said, what Mark said on Campia's show was like a little bit more true. I mean, he kept making it about the fans, but I was like, no, he owes them as people. He owed them. He didn't reach out to any of them. You know, like, not until the Jack stuff happened and it became like a PR disaster. That's horrendous. Just like not telling me about my, you know, that I was fired, just letting me figure it out. Not only is insurance in this country a scam, the fact that like every state has different insurance things, like California PPO, I can pay for PPO in the open market, but it doesn't transfer to another state. So literally, the only people that can get healthcare that can transfer to different states and have that known that it will go through every state are people that have full-time jobs that are offered insurance that's offered through their work. Now, isn't that fun? Some states, like their Blue Cross PPO that you can buy through, you know, the marketplace healthcare system, will transfer to other states. Other states have arbitrarily, like the Blue Cross in that state has arbitrarily decided, no, it doesn't transfer. It's ludicrous. Christy, where are you from? I mean, also I have to say, Christy, it wasn't always like this. It really things have been building up for a while. I mean, I know that, but things have, you know, I thought I was gonna, not to sound like a tangent, this really ties together. I thought I was gonna hate the Joker movie when I kind of intuned that there was gun violence in it, and that it was like, you know, kind of one of these shooter movies, especially for all this shit. And then when I saw it, let's just chill this guy out for a second, because I think it's probably gonna be the end of me for the night. When I saw it, I actually thought it was such a beautiful and responsible portrait of how this can happen, because no one's gonna ever try to be the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. He's not admirable, he's pathetic, but it is an example of how people can just fall through the fucking cracks. Like, there's just, people can fall through the cracks in this country now, and I guess they could have before, but now it's like everyone. It can happen to anyone. No media reporter I know still has a job. Nobody in the, you know, in the publishing world. People have gone from, you know, home ownership to homelessness in the course of Trump's administration. You can get, you know, the College Humor stuff, like the crack stuff. You can go from making six figures to suddenly not being able to, you know, because of the insurance stuff, not having insurance when you go to the hospital, ending up having to pay them hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, nostalgia feelings, your thoughts on Joker. I loved the Joker movie. I thought it was accurate. I thought it was accurate because it didn't glorify what he did. It made it look. It wasn't like a cool Joker. Every other Joker's been the cool Joker, right? This was like the sad Joker. This was just like the pathetic, like, incel Joker. And no incel actually wants to go idolize another incel. They want to go idolize Heath Ledger. Danny, let me be clear. I very much wanted to see the Joker. up until that A.O. Scott review. I've been looking, in fact, the reason I'd gotten so mad about when I realized it was about gun violence was because I had been so excited for it. I've been tweeting about it. I've been trying to like fuck with Warner Brothers a little bit by my sister is a tattoo apprentice, and she had recently done a little bit of a jester clown tattoo on my arm, and I was trying to get to see if Warner Brothers would let me would consider that like Joker paraphernalia and let me go see the movie for free. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I've been obsessed with him since Quills. I literally have a Quills poster that was mine from high school. No one was more excited to see this movie, especially because I got the directors confused and thought that the guy who directed Welcome to the Dollhouse was doing the Joker movie. So let me be clear. I wanted to see that movie. And then reading A.O. Scott's review of it and realizing that Todd Phillips had said, snowflakes and blah blah, and he criticized anyone who hadn't liked it. And it seemed like it wasn't that people didn't like it. People were like, I'm scared to go to the movie theater. Which was apparently at the time totally accurate because they had like a lot of police and force outside of a lot of theaters thinking that was going to happen. Don't blame it on the 24-hour news cycle. Having been married to the 24-hour news cycle, believe me, they get no pleasure in reporting on fucking mass shootings. It just seemed like I could see how that narrative gets spun if you're not looking at a nuanced take of it, that you would think if there's a Joker movie and there's gun violence, and the last time there was, the Dark Knight Rises, there was a guy who maybe didn't dress as the Joker, but did dress as a clown and shut up that theater, to the point that I don't like seeing movies in theaters sum total, because I'm afraid of getting shot. So, when A.O. Scott, whose opinion I respect a lot, started talking not about the movie itself, but about how Phillips had called critics snowflakes for wanting to stay home, I'm like, fuck you, dude. What, like, you made an edgy movie about the Joker, and you can't take some criticism? They're like the #1 movie in America right now? Fucking who's the snowflake? Anyway, guys, I think this is it for me because fuck this rope. And also, I want to be female Joker. So now they're making a Joker #2. Let's start a petition. Drew for Joker. Drew or Joker. Drew for Joker. What? AJ, what? Did you have a gun? Wait, AJ, did you dress like a clown? You dressed like a clown, didn't you? Don't do that. Maybe just don't do that. It's not that they're needy, Danny. It's not just they're needy. They're needy and they're like actors are. They're needy and their skin is really thin. So they're both entitled to like their vision, but they can't. They're like the Rokas of the world. They can dish it, but they can't take it. Guys, yeah, Drew for Joker too, because what is scarier to American society than a Joker with a gun? There'd definitely be a Joker with boobs. And no, don't tell me that Harley Quinn is the Joker with boobs. Harley Quinn is a totally different animal with fucking, Stockholm Syndrome and her whole Mr. J thing. I love Harley Quinn, but she is not the Joker. She's not the underground man. She's not chaotic evil. The object of the game, I think, is to not do this. I'm, like, failing at something that is very therapeutic. So, guys, look at me. Look at me. Look at me looking at you. How do you spell the cat, Mr. J? No, I don't want to do that's Roxy's thing, as I realize. I haven't even seen Birds of Prey. I've always just been attracted to the concept of, like, female Joker, which people have pointed out before already exists. Martha Wayne is an iteration of the Joker. There's an iteration of the Joker that is Martha Wayne. The Joker is a very, by nature of Batman being so stoic, the best Jokers are always ones that are flamboyant and a little bit effete. So a female Joker is something fucking cool to play around with. The television. Wait. Clown makeup. It's okay. AJ, you didn't dress up like kind of town, but you had a shit ton of clown makeup in your pocket? When were you planning to put on the makeup? I need to hear more about the story, but I can kind of see why the police would do that. Christy, can you message me what iteration was that? Like a Neil Gaiman one or like a? Yeah, you know why? Because if you come in the movie theater, Joker, with clown makeup in your pocket, the police are gonna search you. That's why they're there in presence. Because last time there was a premiere of a big Batman movie, somebody in clown makeup went and shot up the fucking theater. And like, again, I really thought Todd Phillips did it responsibly, but maybe you don't need the Joker to have a gun. I know it's like dark, gritty reboot and everything, but isn't the Joker a little bit more creative than guns? Don't all his guns say bang? I thought he was more of like a vat of acid, poisoning the town. Like, you don't see Cobblepot with a gun, he's got a fucking umbrella. Like, Batman villains, the Rogues Gallery, are more creative than guns. Guns are for the henchmen. Sorry, not sorry. I thought this was done well, and I thought the statement was actually very responsible, but the brouhaha around it and the way that Phillips did not help the situation by getting all bitchy. It's like, yeah, of course, before seeing the movie, and, you know, people would have issues with it if they heard that there was guns, or if they thought that they would be in danger seeing the film, and that's the totally right thing to think. You haven't earned their fucking respect, Mr. Hangover. We have no reason to think that you deserve to, and I never said I wouldn't see it in theaters. I just said I didn't feel comfortable. I mean, never said I wouldn't see the movie. I just didn't want to see it in theaters, and people jumped down my fucking throat. Like I owed it to the world to go see the Joker in theaters. But fuck you, fuck that. It was funny with me to like troll people. Oh wait, I think to end out the night, I think that's actually how me and Roka became friends. Because on Twitter he was like, I'll protect you to see it, or I'll take you to see it, and blah blah. And I was like, we can pay for my therapy session because I don't want my gravestone to read, like, died under the protection of the outlaw. As funny as that would be. Batman, well, yes. Welcome to the Joker sequel. Guys, this is gonna be... Wait. I thought you said that you did have... AJ, before we cut out, please clarify. You just said you had clown makeup in your pocket. Now you're saying you didn't? Oh, they told you. So did they tell you that that's why they're patting you down to look for it? I mean, no judgment. I got stopped at a TSA on my way back from the Spectacular with a suitcase full of medicinal marijuana products for my parents. And I had a very fun conversation with an increasingly high level of authority. Oh, well, yeah, AJ. I mean, not to be like the Joker, but like, yeah, how the why wouldn't they take it seriously? It's like a bomb threat on a plane. Yeah, guys, and by the way, that's not being a snowflake. That's not being triggered. Or, like, maybe it is being triggered. Maybe my trigger is getting shot by a fucking gun. And, like, as a sitting duck in a movie that specifically has a scene where somebody is in a theater and shoots someone else. It's not as bad as what I thought, because reading between the lines of both the previews and that AO Scott review, I assumed it was that he was going to shoot up the entire theater, just sort of like glorifying, not just glorifying it, but, you know, there's also things since my car accident that I have a really hard time sitting through very loud movies, things with all, like, you know, any war movies or stuff like that. Like, maybe it's PTSD. Maybe it's just healthy to not want to go see an IMAX, something like that kind of experience. But either way, it's a personal preference. It's not a moral statement to say I'll wait for this movie to come out at home. Yeah. Sorry that... No, it is getting triggered. It's getting triggered by guns. Sorry that your trigger is triggers. I mean, at what point is something... It's like being in... And I can say this because I'm 100% Jewish, but it's like being like in Auschwitz and being like, sorry, my trigger is, you know, I get claustrophobic when put in gas chambers. Sorry, I guess I'm a snowflake. Yeah, I basically have stopped going to theaters, unless I've gone with my daddy, or, if that sounded gross, with, my dad is the person who I can go see movies with in a big theater, and then for everything else I do, like, smaller theaters here in New York, like Alamo and Nighthawk and stuff. Also, holla to, like, the original Gotham, we actually are doing pretty good on the good stuff. Do you know that Brooklyn's back to stabbings? This summer we had a rash of stabbings, which is almost like adorably put a bird on it, like Williamsburg cute. Like, how vintage. Stabbings, you guys. Get on it. Okay. Mwah, you guys. This has been awesome. Thank you for being here for my first live stream, and I look forward to talking to you in the very near future. Okay, bye. Hmm.